Hello everyone and welcome back to our JavaScript tutorial series. So today we are driving into the asynchronous and wait, one of the most powerful feature for handling asynchronous code in JavaScript. So asynchronous allows us to create asynchronous code that looks at the belief like synchronous code, make it easier to read and debug. So first of all, I'm creating an example for basic asynchronous uses. So let's start with the basics and how we use asynchronous and the way to handle asynchronous operations. Okay, so first of all, here I'm type for SS engines, and the type is a function. A stack of functions. So if you and see the functions, and link typer is a page data. Okay, and using this kind of graphic, and here I'm also using the output statement in console log and then have a message. So I'm typing data down. Okay, and then using, and here is a form structure, and also type here is a response. Okay, so is a type for separately type. Okay, the response is equal to type. Here is a avoid and a new the promise. Okay, so using the new promise and this insert, and only type for here is resolve, and creating this arrow sign, and also using this color graphers the properly have saved the timeout, and creating here is define for is properly and resolve, and this is inside the creating this again, and the message here I'm trying for is a data is a paste. Okay, then I'm also creating here as time second is 2 seconds, and reading the semicolon and also using the semicolon, and then the output statement is console log, and then inside including is the response, and then instant reading here is calling for the fetch data. So here is perfect, and you can see this example properly used for the MOH keywords calls the execution of the fetch data functions until the promised result. This pretty smooth synchronous light follow without using for the Denny method initials. Okay, so here is done, and then I'm using for the saving this code, and let me run this code now. And as you can see here, you can probably see the output for fetching data, and the output for the data is perfectly placed. Okay, so here is completely done in the simple of example. So the next example here, I'm creating this handling multiple asynchronous task. The multiple asynchronous task is sequence, and here an example you can see. Just I'm creating here is remove for in this all code. Okay, so just remove here, and first of all I type the is an synchronous function to find for the name is a get user info. Okay, so just type for the get user info for the information, and in this inside an empty parameter right here. So just remove, and also in the inside here, first of all I'm type for this another phone structure name user, and then type is a new promise. Okay, start new promise, and this is including here. So first of all type please a. Okay, so solde is a result. So creating also this R sign, and then just switching for the search and ouch, and using this and creating this one, and again type the result and this inside including here. So first of all, define for the id is 1 and declare the name. So now here I'm declared the name is so that is new one. Okay, and then also stage 4, this time is 1 second. Okay, is done. Then also spreading the, so now we'll for another output statement is console log and then type. So first call define the user, declare this username. So using for the user to name. Okay, is it perfectly create, and just run for the next step. Sorry. Okay, start now. Here remove and again creating only the semi. So now we have the diabetes and a constant char name is post is 2 is a multiple line is grading with a weight, and that is a new the promise, and this inside including for again the result. Okay, and also creating this arrow sign using this curly bracket. Here I'm using for again the set timeout, and also creating here is arrow sign and then type for the result, and this inside including for first of all like this parentheses and using this square bracket. So first of all here I tied with the post of 1 and again creating here, so again type the post of 2. Okay, then also say for the time duration for here is 1 second, and now again spreading the semi-flow and also GNA output statement is a console log makeup. So here I'm creating this apply for only the post. Okay, and using this clone, and first of all declare the dollar symbol and creating this curly bracket. So first is type the post, dog is type the joint. Okay, and also using the single position, and this inside this one is okay. So now here I'm calling for this the first asynchronous function is get user informations. Okay, so in this all the example here just perfectly creating in this the multiple asynchronous task in sequential. Okay, so here I'm creating for first one is the sequential function and the another one. Okay, so now just saving this code and let me run this code now. Just let's click on the start icon, and so now wait, and you can see here first I'm printing the username is neighbor and the post and 2. Okay, so here's completely running. The student and tutor is the magic of asynchronous or L word is JavaScript. So we have learned now how to use asynchronous and avoid correctly the reusable asynchronous, both handle the multiple tiles in sequence and manage. Okay.